hey, while it might sound really cool to have a home-based business, be working from home, flexibility, all that kind of stuff, this kind of business actually comes with its own challenges, like how do you handle your activities, your priorities, and so on. There are no strict hours, and that actually can push us into a situation when we feel like we are spinning too many plates at once, multitasking like crazy, and it can get very overwhelming, very frustrating, and actually it can be very, very stressful, and I've been there. It just feels terrible. It feels like there is no way out, and you're working on one task thinking about something different. You're working on another task, another piece of your life, and thinking about the other pieces. So let's talk about this issue and what can be done about it. And if we haven't met, my name is Edita. I'm a former struggling network marketer, and I was struggling because I couldn't do prospecting. I hated it. I hated approaching people. I hated asking strangers to look at my stuff. I just didn't feel authentic. I felt fake and very, very uncomfortable, like I was always going against myself. So it didn't last. It just couldn't last for very long. But fortunately, I found a way to get my ideal prospects to come to me instead, and ever since my business has been growing, and I've been feeling very differently, about the business, about myself. It feels great. And if you would like to learn the same, how to recruit new team members without having to prospect, grab my 3-step formula at tweeznow.com/3 steps. In today's video, I want to talk about sort of a productivity topic. It's very important not only to talk about specifically network marketing, how to build a downline, how to recruit people. We as business owners have to deal with many other things too. And we have to deal with this mindset stuff. We have to deal with productivity things, and we have to develop some sort of structure, some sort of thinking. And it's very important to treat your business as business, not just do random activities at random times with no plan and stuff like that. So I've been working very intensively on this business for 2.5 years now, pretty much, and it feels very different from just having a job. When you're at work, you're at work. When you're home, you're home. Obviously, some people actually have their own business on top of their work. That is also very challenging. But when you have your own business and you have that flexibility, and your hours are not sort of limited by any external factors, sometimes it gets very tricky to decide where you should put your attention, because here's the thing. You're at home, and maybe your family even expect more from you in terms of how much stuff you should be handling at home, and obviously if you have children, it gets even more difficult. And in my case, my daughter is only 4, and it's been very challenging to divide my attention it was the case with me. When I worked on my business, I was thinking about home and family, so my mind used to be somewhere else. And the same was like when I did something with the family, with my daughter, my mind used to wander into business stuff, so it was very difficult to feel present in anything I was doing. And obviously my business is my passion, and I was suffering if I couldn't work on my business, you know, not only because I had to do something, but I wanted to do it, right? I want to do it. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. It's fascinating and amazing, all the things that I've been learning and I've been discovering. So and I'll tell you in a sec how I dealt with it. But before I dealt with it, before even the lockdown, I think the lockdown made me really, really rethink how I work on these things, you know, on how I split my attention and how I deal with multitasking. It was already difficult, but then lockdown changed it even more. So if I was with my family, I was always thinking about the business, about all the things that I needed to do and I wanted to do, and I wanted to learn and so on. So it was very challenging. So I have a tip, actually. I have a couple of tips, to be honest, how to deal with these situations. You know, if you feel overwhelmed by having to tear yourself, you know, between, you know, different priorities that seem to have the same importance, you know. So we have to admit that family is a fact of life. Okay, it's a fact. It's not going anywhere, and it does need our attention. So when I decided to plan family's stuff first, so let's say I get up in the morning or even the night before, what am I going to do with the family tomorrow? When are we going to have our meals, lunches and dinners, and what are we going to have for lunches and dinners? And what are we going to do in between? You know, like I have to dedicate some time to play with my daughter, you know, or something like that, you know, or I need to do some shopping. You know, so I plan those things first, because you want it or not, it won't go away with some, you know, within some limits, obviously, but it's not gonna go away. We need to dedicate time to our families. We need to eat. We need to spend time with the children. And that's actually what we are doing this for, right? For me, being flexible, you know, having my home-based business, you know, one of the goals for me is to actually be flexible, to be there for my daughter, to look after my home, and so on. So we need to understand that family comes first. Family comes before the business. Now, when we put that in our head, when I put that in my head, and when I knew exactly what was going to happen every day, that day, in terms of the family, I felt freer straight away, because then the rest of the time I could allocate to my business activities without having to tear myself. Okay, because I know, okay, at 1 p.m. we have, you know, we're having lunch. That's it. So if I happen to be working before 1 p.m., it's 1 p.m., I stand up from my desk, I go to the kitchen and prep a meal. And it's same for dinner. If at 6 o'clock in the evening, I go and cook or whatever, you know, needs to be done to have dinner. So those times when they are defined, it's much, much easier to then work everything else around that, and it helped me a lot. And the other thing that I did was I decided during the first lockdown a year ago now. It's crazy. I can't believe this. We are in this for a year now. So third lockdown here in Ireland right now, except the schools are open at the moment, but they will be closing again for 2 weeks over the Easter holiday. But during the first lockdown, when it started, I was completely knocked. I didn't know how to work on anything and so on. So I took some time off to restructure my life. But then what I decided was that in the morning time, up until lunchtime, basically, or noon, I'm not doing any work. And I'm not even looking at my phone unless I need to deal with some stuff outside of my business, like, send a message to somebody or something, but I'm not checking messages, I'm not checking notifications. The morning time, that time is allocated for home stuff, cleaning, cooking maybe, being with my daughter, whatever needs to be done in the house. And it felt so good. I made an agreement with myself in advance to not be torn between this and that. Now I know my morning time is just my family time, my home time. And I'm not thinking about work. Maybe I do think some stuff in the background, something if I need an idea or, come up with something, it's fine. But I don't feel that anxiety that I'm not working. I'm not sitting on my, on my laptop and not actually typing, not actually doing stuff. It went away straight away, that problem, So it's very important to make a decision. Okay, now I'm going to work on this. Instead of it used to be crazy, I used to try to do everything at the same time. It's crazy. It's just crazy. You can burn out very easily like that. So first of all, allocate time for your family stuff first, then decide a slot. And I don't know how much time you need for your business, But for me, if I just decide, and so I'll finish this thought. If I decide mornings are home time, and that's it, my mind is clear on that, and I'm more relaxed. And also because of that, when I do get to go to work to do my business, I'm actually more focused. And now I know that I did my part, in my family's life. I did this, and that, and now I'm more relaxed and I'm working on my business and I can actually focus much better, and I became more productive. And in fact, I was actually very surprised to see that even though the lockdown that affected my business a lot, I eventually started thinking that I was actually achieving more with less time in my business. So it really worked out very well. So I think it's very important to stop multitasking and put your family first. Anyway, so I hope this was useful. If you liked my video, if you think that somebody could benefit from this, please let them know about this topic and about this video. I need to do something actually, because the organic reach on Facebook dropped a lot, and I'm a bit upset that people who I am creating these videos and content for are not seeing this content, because Facebook is not putting in front of them my videos. My content is the same for all business pages now. The organic reach dropped like crazy, and now I'll be asking you, if you happen to watch me either live or replay, if you know that somebody could benefit from this, please share. And I'm not supposed to even ask to people to share, because Facebook understands this as clickbait or something like that. So, but anyway, what can I'll try, right? So anyway, you got my point. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Weekend is around the corner. I hope you're happy about it, and I'll still talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.